Greetings Internet, welcome to Aaron Plays and I hope you're doing fantastically well. Well, welcome back to Battle Hymn. Ooh, it's been a while, 6 months. I was playing this at the beginning, end of last year, around Christmas time, into the festive season. January the 1st or 2nd was the last time I dropped a video, and January 3rd I went into hospital and I haven't touched the game since. Now, we have the beauty of Vassal. The module, it was saved. I would never have had this saved if I was playing this on a physical board. So we can carry on. Now, I've received a few messages to my last channel update saying, please carry on with the ambush. I thought, yeah, I'll carry on with the ambush, which is the next mission, and that is mission 8, I believe. No, I've got to redo mission 2. But I then remembered I haven't completed this. Well, I didn't just remember, I knew I hadn't completed this. I thought, well, I really should. I would like to see what the final chapter is. And I thought, got to get back into the rules. I have been watching some of Dad versus Son and his ambush, thoroughly enjoying that. If you like your ambush for a completely different take, and especially an Australian accent. Oh, that's bloody horrible, isn't it? Can't hear an Australian accent. Bugger. I think I've nearly got that one right. But yeah, go and watch Dad versus Son's ambush. He's doing mission 1, thoroughly enjoyable. However, and that has helped with the rules. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to watch one of my videos to get back into battling, because there are subtle or slight differences between the two. And I thought, yeah, just to recap what's going on. So I thought I'll watch the last video I made. Started that, and I thought, So yeah, I watched all of them. And then I made comments where I had made mistakes, where you guys hadn't picked up on, or if you had, you didn't make a comment to pick up on it. So if you want to go back onto the previous videos and look at the comments on there, you'll see that where I've picked up, where I've been doing things incorrectly. But it happens, and I'll probably make mistakes in this one too, because I don't have someone here going, nah, you made a mistake there. But I've watched all of this, got back into it. Hopefully I can make as few as possible. And from the comments I have received from some of you guys, I think I might now have cracked the tank. But hopefully he has left the arena. Okay, so let's go down to the map and see what is going on. Okay, I should have mentioned this is episode 6, which I didn't do in the intro at the top, but here we are, episode 6. So let's give a brief synopsis of what's going on. If you haven't been and watched any of the previous episodes, even though they were 6 months ago, I advise you to go and do so, because then it'll make more sense. But the brief synopsis is that the mission's called Hit and Run. I meant to destroy as many of these buildings as I can, and then get back off the board via these hidden rafts over here. Okay, and then exit off the south of the map down here. Sorry, the west edge. Yes, got to get the edges correct on here. At the present moment, we have one guy incapacitated in here, Mr. Evans, who fell down into a tiger trap, and he's currently skewered on some nasty-looking spikes. I also had a guy killed crossing this road here by a nasty Japanese tank, which is now currently sitting over here. I'm not sure if he's going to come back or not. So I gain victory points by Japanese activations and destroying these buildings. I get 2 for each building. I'm currently at 16 victory points, and I need 15 victory points to win. However, the KIA guy will be taking 2 off, and if I don't get Evans off, who's in this hex, that's going to be another 2. So I need to blow at least another building. The caveat to that particular situation is there is a nasty 0 flying around that seems to be strafing the board on a regular basis. Now, so far I've been fairly lucky that he's come down this hex row here and has actually taken out this Japanese soldier here. But I've got the conundrum is that when he strikes the hex row that he's on plus each adjacent hex row. So I don't want to bunch my guys. I'm going to try and keep them separate. But also, I need to keep them in command control. Yeah, bit little tricky. So that's the intro. Now I'm going to try and keep these fairly short. I did notice that some of the, when I rewatched my videos, I thought, oh, that was a bit long. Oh, that was a bit long. One was at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So that was due to the arrival of a tank and the tank rules and so on. But I'm going to try and just do one round per video and see how that goes down. So remember, if you're here, please hit the like button if you enjoy what I do. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It all helps the channel as well. And you will then, if you hit the notification bell at the same time, will get notified whenever there's a new update. And any comments, as I've said always, just put them down there. Ask questions, point out any errors and mistakes I make, or just say hi. All's good to me. Without any furthers then, let us proceed. Okay, so going back to the sequence of play, and yes, I'm refamiliarising myself. The first thing we have to do is roll a random event. Random event is 2d10. Remember, zeros count as 0. So we've just rolled an 8. I hope those dice are a bit clearer. I've got a new camera, so I'm trying it out. So let's just move that a little bit there. There we go. Right, so that is an 8. And I'm going to pause while I bring up the paragraph book. Okay, well, it looks like Mr. Zero is strafing again. It tells me to go to paragraph 601 of the event, which then mentions if the Japanese zero is active, go to paragraph 612, and 612, the zero is strafing the airfield, roll 1 die to determine the hex row of the flight path. So rolling 1 die, that's an 8. So it says vertically from hex S1 to S19. I think that's probably where I don't want it to be. Yeah, there he is. Okay. S1, so that's there, to S19. This could be nasty. So that's all the way down. That's exactly what I didn't want to see. There he goes. Boom. Oh dear. Right, so he comes in here. Let's rotate him clockwise. Boom. Okay, so when he's strafing, oh no, this is going to be painful. Each soldier, including Japanese, that is in a clear airfield or road hex in or adjacent to the listed hex row, is automatically hit and suffers damage as if struck by a heavy machine gun fire. Soldier in palm tree, building, rubble, cover, fallen tree or boulder hexes are struck by medium machine gun fire, and soldiers in jungle hexes are struck by light machine gun fire. This event can occur any number of times during mission. It keeps occurring. All right, so he's flying down here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And his first targets are these guys in, or this guy in the rubble. So he's treated as if he's being struck by a medium machine gun, which is quite deadly in its own right. Okie dokie. Medium machine guns. Where's the combat resolution tables? There they are. I think this might be the end of my squad. Okay, medium machine gun fire. It's automatic hit, so we're basically seeing, is he going to be wounded or is he going to be killed? So 1. He's only wounded. All right, so I need a wound counter for him. Got to remember where everything is. Markers, wound. There we go. And I'm going to put 1 on letter D there. Automatically, that means he's out of actions this turn. Just the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. Right, and then no one else in that hex then moves to here. Now, it says he's in clear. But he's flying over rubble. I don't see how he can get his machine guns to angle at that. So I'm going to do my first little cheat. I mean, if the aeroplane was coming from down this road, then yeah, I could see that. I can't see that happening. My game, my rule, I don't see how he can see that or fire at that target, because this rubble is here. I know the rules don't specify that, but as I say, if that airplane was strafing along this road, then yes, I could see that. But I can't see. My guy would be right against that rubble there, and well, I suppose it's classed. Yeah, I'm going to target as as rubble, because he would be shooting all the way down along that hex row, wouldn't he? Okay, so I'm going to treat him. I know he's not in rubble, but I'm going to treat it as rubble, which is the same as what happened to this dude. So rolling the dice, 3. He's wounded as well. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you think that's a fair situation. He's a squad leader. He's now wounded, and he gets no actions this turn. And then the 0 flies off, going, don't think there's anyone else along that road. No. So worst possible, I don't know. So that's 3 turns in a row that event's come out now. I'm not sorry, 3 rounds in a row. Get me terminology right. And I think it's probably going to happen each time. So this mission has suddenly become nearly impossible, hasn't it? All right, that was the worst possible row he could have come out on, but yeah, I've got to expect that's going to happen each time. So the question I did ask is in the last episode 6 months ago, do I stay or do I go? It's starting to look like I'm going to be going, but I don't want to. I still like to win. Get more points if you win. So what do I reckon? We've got, who's got a satchel charge? I mean, okay, the squad leader's just been hit, had a satchel charge. Technically he's wounded and he's actually prone as well. So he's prone and he's prone. If we can get one more building. All right, so who has got a satchel charge? Clark no longer has one. Bolden no longer has one. Davis never had one. Okay, let me have a ponder. It was 6 months later. I was using the slightly wrong chart. I was using a chart from mission 1. I was going, where's my satchel charges? So I've now found my squad record for mission 2. So Alan has a primed satchel charge at the present moment. Clark picked up Flores' satchel charge and so has a satchel charge at present. Davis definitely doesn't because he's got the BAR. Evans down the pit didn't have one anyway. Flores, his is gone and he's dead. Gernblem, we never trusted to have a satchel charge because he's yeah, and Hibbert does have a satchel charge. So we've basically got 2 in that area that we can use. Allen's and Clark's. So let's use Mr. Clark's. And he's sitting here. We have got, oh, we don't know how many we got. Yeah, we haven't done anything. Well, this is the planning part, honestly. Right, so we've done the random event. Aeroplane struck. Okay. Next up is initiative. Now, as I was watching these videos, the Japanese won every single initiative check that's been in the game so far, and they continue. No. 0 is 0, isn't it? 7. Yoo-hoo! I am going to run round the table now. Oh no! I'll just elate myself. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I win the initiative. Okay. So Japanese on 0 go there. So they're going to get 2 activations, but that's fine. All right, my guys. All right, so on a 7, he will get 2 activations. I don't know, up there. So I'm not so used to going into the yellow because I've never had the advantage. Baldwin on a 7 will go in the same place. Hibbert and Gomez, he was the old guy. Gernbelm will be going with the 7. They end up in here. In actual fact, it's a red number. That means they panic because they are both way out of command. They're way down here. But I'm quite happy with them panicking down there, like, what's going on? I have no idea. I just seen that aeroplane and it sounded nasty. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we have 2 guys who can activate. That is Baldwin and Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark. BBC Clark. Right, well, as his first action then, Mr. Clark will activate, or set up, get the satchel chart ready to go. That's his first activation. So he comes down here. And then Baldwin will activate him again. So we will swap those over. Which means he goes again. All right. So, risky this, but free stance change to stand up. And he then moves here for 1. So that's hex Q5. But remember to check these paragraphs. Thing I did a few times in my previous videos. I did make notes of those and I thought, thought you knew what you're doing. That's got the word none. Okay, so that's 1. That chart can't go by itself. 2. Okay, that's 2. So that's Q4. That's also none. He then crouches. You can't throw the satchel charge in the same thing as it turns as he moves, same as you can't throw a grenade. So he now crouches. Okay, so he's now finished that activation. Oops. And he goes down to there. Right, so it's now the Japanese turn. So I now need to roll for their turn, for their activation number, which is 7. So we move that to there. Right. We are looking at number 7, and the first, we've got to be done in alpha order. That is Soldier U. Soldier U with a 7, and we are in condition 5. He's doing paragraph 803. So let me just type that in there, 803, and look that up in the paragraph book. 803. Boom, 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 boom. Wrong page, 803. Right. If an active target is visible, now he is in the foxhole and he's crouching. That means he can't see out. So there's no active target is visible. And this Japanese is not in an open hex, crouch and conduct best fire. Okay. If an active target is visible, no active target is visible. If no active target is visible, there is no active target visible because he's crouched. He can't see it. He needs to stand to be able to see out of that foxhole. I think I have been doing that wrong in the previous videos because I didn't read down at the bottom line there. If no active target is visible, which there isn't, run into an open hex or crawl into any other type of hex. So he's got to stand up to do that. Okay. And then we need, so he's in what, U5, U4. So from U4, where does he run to? Is he going to go and try and protect that building? U4, he goes into V4, which is over here. So he has, I'll make sure he's got 4 movement points. He's now got 3 remaining. Okay, now just reading that paragraph again, it was 803. So if no active target is visible, run into an open hex or crawl into any other type. Doesn't say open fire or do anything like that. So he's done his free stance. He's got 3 movement points remaining. So he's in V4. Where does he go from there? W5. Okay, so he's got 2 movement points remaining. Okay, W5, he goes into W6. He's coming down. He's coming for me. Probably fed up with crouching and light. So he's got one movement point remaining. Where does he go then? He's in W6. He goes into W6, goes 3, 3, 9. So I better put that on there. 3, 3, 9. Right, 3, 3, 9. Let's look up that paragraph. 3, 3, 9. 3, 3, 3, 9. Okay. If soldier is moving, enter hex W7. It is a soldier. He's moving into the stream. Ooh. Right. Okay. He's behind her. Okay, so that's him done there. Then we got the vehicle. The tank. So the activation number was 7. 7 on condition 5. Doesn't matter. It's the action dialogue. That's paragraph 907. Paragraph 907. Right. If three or more active targets are in sight, button up. If no active targets are in sight, open. If already open, see 913. I honestly can't remember if he's closed or open. Have a look. He's open. Okay. So 913, just double check that again. No, was it 9? Broadcloak 907. Okay. If no active target, if already open, go to 913. Okay. If vehicle has been fired on, drive fast. If vehicle has not been fired on, drive slowly. It hasn't been fired on, so it's driving slowly. Therefore, it has 4 movement points. So he's starting in hex J13. Where is he going to go now? Is he going to keep driving away? Please, please, please. Or is he going to go, carry on patrol? J13, he goes into I14. Good lad. That's 1. That leaves him with 3. I14 goes into H14, carrying on down the road. 2 movement points remaining. H14, he goes into G15. Yeah, 1 movement point remaining. G15. Oh, it says paragraph 413. 413, 413. Okay, okay. 413. This is by far the slowest part of the game, but it's got to be done. If soldier moving, enter G16. Otherwise, enter hex F15. Yeah, he carries on down the road. Okay. Whoops. There he is. Done. All right, then. So, that's the tank done. We are now in this situation. What are we going to do now? So we've got this Japanese soldier coming around our rear here. We've got no one active that can fire at him. We've only got Baldwin and Clark to go. So Clark is going to throw the satchel charge into that building there. So he needs a 6 or less. Now, Mr. Clark has a weapon skill 0, so it is 6 or less for that to go off. He rolls a 5. Boom! Or as Baldrick would say, boom, boom, boom. If you don't know who Baldrick is, go and watch some Blackadder. It's fun. Okay, clone that. That goes there. And that earns me 2 more victory points. Taking me to 18. 18. Okay. And he's now got a free stance change. As that's going to be his last one, I think we better go prone with him. Yeah. So he goes prone into there. Right, so that's Mr. Clark done. And then we have Baldwin. Okay. I don't like this guy, and he's got another activation to come, carrying on down there. And now I think it's about time I pulled back, because that aeroplane is particularly nasty. So if we move into here, can we snap fire on him there? Probably not, because it's going to go over that symbol there. If we move here and here, so I'm going to have to stand up to do that, and then snap fire on him. Remembering that visibility is only 4 hexes. 1, 2, so I can't see him. Can't do it. And he'll probably, I have no idea. Will he get... I cheated for the Mr. Japanese, didn't I? Because it cost 2 to go in the river, not 1. So he's actually still there. If you mention that in the comments or such forth, I caught it in the end. Yes, he's only got 4 movement points, which would be 1, 2, 3. And he wants to go in there. He doesn't have enough movement. Does that change me being able to fire at him? Probably not, but he's not as quick. And we know he's going to go into W7 next time if he's moving. He's now standing in the open. Ooh dear, what are we going to do? I think the best thing I can do is move him. Free stance change. No, I think we're just going to crouch in there. R7, I'm not sure if I've done that hex. I better double check. R7, R7, R7 is event, which we don't do during rounds. Okay, so that's Baldwin done. Right, so we now roll a new Japanese number, and it's 8. So it's worse. Soldier U on an 8. Card. Right, so condition 5 is roll a 9, 5 to 9 column. With a condition 5 is 803. 803. 803. Enter. Okay. What's he going to do now? Now that he's boldly got out of his foxhole. 803. All right. If an active target is visible, is an active target visible? He's not an active target, but Davis is. Right. If an active target is visible and this Japanese is not in open hex, he is in an open hex. Crouch and conduct better. All right. If an active target is visible and this Japanese is in an open hex, move as quickly as possible. So he's back to moving. All right, so he's starting at W6. He's got 4 movement points. So he doesn't like being in the open, which I don't blame him, to be fair. So as we know, that was at 339, and 339 was him moving into W7, costing 2 movement points, leaving him 2. He's now in W7. He moves into W8, which is into the jungle. That's 4 movement points. That's him done. Now, did it mention anything about a stance change under 803? If an active target is visible and this Japanese is an open hex, move as quickly as possible. All right. It only says if he was doing the firing, he would fall prone after fire. He's not firing. He's moving, so he doesn't go prone because it doesn't say so. Okay. So that's him done for Z turn. And I should have moved Baldwin there. He didn't panic. Right. The tank. The tank on an 8 goes to still 4 crew. does action 913, which is moving again, I think, isn't it? 913. That was what we had last time. 913. If vehicle has been fired upon, drive fast. If vehicle has not been fired upon, drive slow. So he's back to 4 movement points. Please keep going away. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 yen. Right, so he's in F14 as F15. F15. It's got 391 there. Type that in. 391. 391. Into that. Okay. 391. Probably going to say something. Well, let's not guess. 391. If soldier is moving, enter F16. Otherwise, enter E16. So he does carry on moving. Boop. He's got 3 movement points remaining. Okie dokie. He's now in E16. It's now got another number there, 453. Let's actually type that in there, 453. The reason why I type it in there is just in case A, I get distracted, the phone rings, or there's a knock at the door, or the electronic female device decides that she wants him to interfere and such forth. 453. 453. And also sometimes it turns you back and forth, and I just forget. If soldier moving, enter F16, otherwise enter D16. So he enters there. Okay. So that leaves him with 2 movement points remaining. D16. Goes to D17. All right. So is that taking him that down a bit? D17. Okay, so we need to change its facing, rotate counterclockwise, D17 there. He's got 1 movement point remaining. Looks like he's going to be going off the board. And to be honest, I'll be more than relieved for him to do so. D18, he goes to there. And that's his movement completed. Right, so let's move that there. That back up there. Right. G-O. No, that's a tank done. That then leaves Hibbert and Hibbert and Gernbaum, who were panicked by this whole situation, mainly probably by that aircraft. They decide that they're going to go prone. Well, it's not a case of decision. That's what panic guys do when they come to be their turn. Right, that's it. That's it all done. Okie dokie. I'm going to end this video here, so I'm going to go back up to the top, have a little discussion, and we'll leave it at that. Okay, this is getting tougher as the further we play into the game. The Japanese tank looks like he's going off, so that's one problem sort of solved. But Soldier U, he's starting to do things now. So, yeah, hopefully nothing else becomes activated, and just have to wait till the next episode. Same here. So until next time, if you can remember to do the like, that all helps the channel. If you could, subscribe to the channel too, and then click the little ding-a-ling button, because that'll let you know when I upload another video. And also, any comments would be much appreciated. And finally, play games. Have fun. Bye, Internet.